does it really cost to live in Sarasota? And I mean really cost. Not something you can read online from sites like nerdwallet.com or paycheck.com. I am talking what a typical resident spends from housing to haircuts. And stick around until the end where I share one tip that saved me thousands of dollars. I share information about Sarasota every week, so please subscribe to my channel to experience what Sarasota is all about. Stay tuned. Hi everyone, I am Lisa McBride. I'm a real estate agent with Keller Williams Realty Select in Sarasota and Lakewood Ranch area. I have been selling homes for nearly 25 years, and like many people, I believe knowledge is power, and the more you know about the area, the better decisions you make. So if you have questions or comments about Sarasota, please share them below. I'd love to hear from you. We will be talking housing, utilities, medical, recreational, and everything in between. First, let's start with our largest expense, housing. So if you're new to the area and will be renting an apartment, a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment is going to start at $1,400, and then it's going to go up from there. Now, if you want to rent a single family home, cost is typically $2,000 to $2,500. If you're purchasing a home in Sarasota, our average price is $366,000. You know, I recently saw something saying our average price was below $300,000. No, not at all, and I'm not really sure why that's even out there. Specifically after this year of 2020, where our homes have appreciated by almost 10% so far this year. But how do we compare with the rest of Florida? Well, we may be a little bit more expensive than the cities along Interstate I-10, such as Destin and Jacksonville, but yet we're less expensive than the cities along Interstate 95, such as Palm Beach and Miami. But what do you get for $366,000, right? Well, you get a nice home. You get a home that is great whether you're a young couple starting out, whether you have a family, or if you're living in Sarasota to retire. This is going to be a home of 1,500 to 1,800 or so square feet, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, or a 2-bedroom with a den, 2-car garage. Now, only about 35% of our homes have private pools in them, and private pools have come with a premium this year. If you want to be closer to the water, you need to expect to double or even triple that price. And for those of you that are interested in living directly on the Gulf and want to watch the sunset and the waves come in, well, those homes start approximately $3 million and are going to go up from there. Now, living in paradise, it comes with a price. If that is not your budget and you want something a little less expensive, we have wonderful neighborhoods to the north and to the south, where a lot of their homes are less than $300,000 in like Northport, Palmetto, and a few other areas. And for those of you curious about our condos, be sure to check out my other video about buying condos in Florida. The price ranges of condos, they can start as low as $150 or less, but they go up to the multi-millions. What about utility costs? Well, our utility cost on this $366,000 home is going to average $200 a month. And this is for electric, water, trash, sewer. Most of our homes do not have gas, so you don't have to worry about paying that. However, if the time comes when you have to replace your air conditioner, it's going to be between $7,000 and $8,000 for a replacement, but they're running year round. The average taxes are between 1% and 1.5% of the assessed value of your home. Now, if you're homesteaded, that's different, so something else to think about. And homeowners insurance on the property will be between $1,400 or $1,500 a year. And again, I recently had a client tell me that he read online that it was almost $5,000 a year to insure homes here. That is not the case, so please don't believe everything you read online. Other household costs to keep in mind. Well, do you have a pool? And are you paying someone to maintain that pool? If so, you're probably spending $80 to $100 a month on that. And are you having a landscaper come in? If so, again, it's going to be another $80 to $100 for a landscaper. Now, keep in mind, in Florida, we have many subdivisions that have homeowners association. And those homeowners associations will impose fees to maintain the neighborhood. Now, some of them are as low as $100 and it's just a little fee. and others can be $500 or more. And what do these homeowner fees cover? Well, it can be landscaping, it can be pools, it can be tennis courts. There's so many different amenities in all these neighborhoods, and it's something you need to check out before you purchase a home in any neighborhood. Well, let's move on to medical, which is never anything that people want to talk about is medical, and it's a cost that we all have endure. So if you are self-insured, the provider of choice here in Florida is Florida Blue, but it's kind of costly. However, our healthcare costs here in the area are below the national average. If you are going to be heading to a doctor's appointment, the average doctor appointment is about $120. And that is true whether you're going to go see your optometrist or your dentist. That's just a really good range. Our food prices, grocery prices, well, they're in line with everywhere else in the United States, where, a gallon of milk is $3.69 and a pound of hamburger is about $6, a dozen eggs $2.10. So that is right in line with everywhere else in the nation. And our gas prices today, 2020, October 2020, is $2.47, which that's great. However, we really can't go anywhere, right? But what about all those little extra things like our pets, our grooming, massages, psychic readings? Well, to get our hair cut, well, gentlemen, the average is $25, and ladies, our haircuts are closer to $50 to $70. And if you want to keep a little color in those locks, well, it's another $100 or more. It really costs us a lot to try to stay pretty, doesn't it? And there's many wonderful spas in the area. You can normally find a place to pamper yourself for $50 an hour and up. Anything you're looking for, we have it. Now, we can't forget about our furry friends, and I am going to use some personal experience here with my dog Asher. He is a big dog, so I spend about $100 every time I groom him, and the nights that I do have to board him, I pay $45. Again, he's a big dog, so I'm sure that little dogs are not going to cost the same as that. Now we're going to move on to the fun stuff. What about dining and recreation? Well, a lunch out runs between $12 and $18 a plate, and this is for non-franchise locations. Dinners out will generally be between $18 and $35 an entree. And if you want a cocktail or a glass of wine or beer, they're going to start for a glass of beer probably about $5 or $6, and then up to $12 to $15 for a cocktail or glass of wine. And you can find many wonderful restaurants that are a bit higher than this, a little bit more elegant, but it seems like I find that most people are really comfortable in that $18 to $35 for an entree, and that's what people like. So if you're going out for a nice dinner, it's definitely going to be $100 or more for a couple to go out. We have many other activities aside from dining. For instance, if you wanted to rent a boat, it's about $300 for an afternoon out. Average round of golf, $65. But don't worry, we have courses for all levels of golfers, from as low as $25 for a round of golf to as high as $120 or higher for 18 holes. Now, we have many tennis courts in the area, we have lots of clubs, we have lots of other things. Some of them are free. Some tennis courts are free to play at, and we have lots of biking and running paths, so there's an array of things to do here. Typically, we have a vast array of live performances. Now, 2020 not being typical, we're not seeing quite as much. Obviously, our theaters are not in production right now. But if hopefully we get back to that, and in normal times, our theater production, our ticket prices start about $30, and then they're going to go up from there. And again, we normally have lots of great performances. But if you just want to go listen to some live music throughout the city, we have that going on now. A lot of our local bands and singers are performing at our restaurants right now, and it's a nice evening out and something to do. One cost that is actually surprising and a blessing is the cost of registration for our vehicles. The first time you register your car, it is approximately $425. But then every year after that, it's only $40. Compared to many states, this is great. And a little tip, our DMVs are wonderful. Quick, friendly, easy, best service I've ever seen. Well, one thing that isn't always so great is that we do pay for parking throughout Sarasota. So downtown Sarasota or out on Siesta, there's parking meters. It doesn't cost a lot, but it's just a little inconvenience. Now, if you're headed to the beach, well, you don't have to pay to park there, and you can take in the sun and the waves perfectly free. I mentioned I was going to share that cost-saving advantage that I found that saved me thousands of dollars. Well, when it came time for me to purchase a new vehicle, after much research, I discovered that just driving the 50 miles to Tampa saved me over $3,000 on the cost of my car. If you have found this information helpful, then check out my video, Pros and Cons of Living in Sarasota. And don't forget to subscribe and hit like and leave comments below. Until next time, I'm Lisa McBride. See you soon.